Hello, my name is Benji, and this is the director commentary for Chunk of Meat. I'm the writer-director. So I actually shot this film in 2009. It's like my first project that I did by myself. And by myself, I mean that I kind of spearheaded. I was the producer, writer, director. Like most, I think, indie filmmakers, it was just myself and a few people that were interested. So this is Paul Cruz. He's the main character. He's the guy sleeping here. And that's John Paul Lee, the guy in the mask. This is actually like his first real acting thing for him. He was pretty nervous about it, but he actually does a really good job. And I think the mask hiding him, I think, kind of helps. So if you haven't seen the film already, I would suggest watching that before you watch this, or watch it afterwards. Do whatever the hell you want. But it kind of goes through this guy's morning, his one day, where he gets waken up by these strangers in his home, and they're kind of after something. They're after something that doesn't know, he's not really aware of. So it is a film noir, I would guess. I would say. These masks were actually they're like sexual masks. I got them from a website called CT Outlet, but they're for people that like latex and dress up as like women, I guess. I don't know if guys or women. It's weird. But I saw them on TV and I was like, oh, that's so creepy. And I figured that would be a cool way to do it, a story like this, to have those masks on, because they are very creepy and they're very unsettling. And I actually still have them in a bag, like deep away in the closet somewhere, because they're weird to look at, and if you're in person, they're kind of creepy if you're not really into that thing, I guess.
What the fuck is going on here? Fuck you! It's definitely fuck that motherfucker right there. Fuck you!
You know, when I shot it, I didn't have this stuff in mind, but this was all later in the editing process where I thought this would be cool to do the freeze frames and change the color balance, change the luminance and the levels to make it kind of almost like, I guess, after I was done with it, I kind of thought this is kind of like a grindhouse exploitation type film. You know, it's pretty vulgar, it's pretty gruesome, definitely not something you want to watch with your mom.
Where's the money, Chris? Your brother's money from the military. Where is it?
So for this whole film, I actually had it was shot on an HVX. I had a camera guy, a DP, a gaffer. They were all ready to go. They were gung-ho about the project. I don't even know if they read the script. I just kind of told them the idea, and they kind of were like, let's do it. So we did it on a weekend. We did it on a Saturday and Sunday. We had like a 3-piece lighting kit that I rented and a PS Technic lens adapter. So we put that in front of the HVX and had a few different lenses with it. So you can see kind of here, shows up that depth of field with Paul's shot here. This was before, like I said, I shot this in 2009. So this was before the DSLR big boom where everybody's shooting on GH4s and Canon 5Ds and all this.
All either of us wanted to do was take care of her. I just couldn't make it work in LA. As soon as I found a job, I'd lose it.
This was my first big project by myself where I did everything, and it was my idea and I wrote it. So actually I think I spent about $1,200 to $1,500 was the budget for this. And I guess I guess it paid off. I don't know. Like the makeup, I think, is awesome. The camera at that time, it was a camera that the camera op had, and he was, willing to come on and do it. So most of the money really went to makeup, food for the cast and crew, props, and wardrobe. And then the rentals. The rentals were a big part. Renting the lighting kit and the camera and all that. Or the camera the adapter for the lenses. This is Brigitta. She's been in a few things as well, just like Paul has. Paul actually found this on Craigslist, and he was into it. He said he wanted to do it. He had never, usually doesn't do stuff on Craigslist because a lot of it is bullshit. With this, he was into it, and which was awesome because I think he's a great actor. You know, in this short 10 minutes of this film, he kind of goes from, there's those dips where he has that range of emotion from being angry to talking with him in the conversation and the scene they just had.
Come out of the bathroom. Deal?
Take Harry off my hands, I'll get the money, we go our separate ways. I can deal with that, but if I find out you're lying, I will find you and I will fucking kill you. I'm gonna need a head start.
This I thought was kind of cool, where he wraps his hand in the towel and then he hits it with a hammer. I thought that was pretty gruesome because his fingers are already cut off, so then he's like just brutalizing his hand. And same thing here with these scenes where you can hear the music starts getting a little crazier, a little darker, and then the scenes are quick shots, and it's kind of like Paul remembering stuff that's happening, and then Harry here, like them going between what they did to Paul or Chris in the movie.
The fuck are you?
Think we don't know about you? We know everything about you.
You motherfucker!
With the color, I wanted to kind of keep that through the thing. You can see it's getting darker red now, and just like with the scene, we kind of saw those dark flashes of red. And you kind of tell it kind of goes away. There's still that yellow here. For the most part, you don't want shadows on the wall like this has, but we left it there, one, because of time constraints, but also it kind of feels like a little bit more like you're just kind of watching, peeking in on this, and it makes it a little darker. This was shot in sequence, so Paul had that emotion of going through all that stuff that whole day of us brutalizing him take after take. And it kind of, you know, with the light playing off of his face, you see the shadow, and it's almost like he's still there. This guy's still there. You can see his shoulder in the shot, so he's not. It's kind of like, you know, this guy's still there wreaking havoc on Paul.
This is what you came for? This is your fucking fortune! And you fucking take it, you fucking coward! Take it!
There's actually a light back there, too, shooting through that curtain there. And I threw the subtitles on because I wanted to make sure that people understood what was happening. I've heard other horror stories where people like, what did they say? What did they say? In certain films. And so with his voice being manipulated like that with the audio, I figured I don't like the subtitles, but at the same time I want to make sure that nobody is left saying, what the hell just happened? What was that? What did he say the whole time? And then this right here is a big reveal. This is Paul revealing that it's his twin brother that was actually in the military. And so there's no like time period for this film. There's no cell phones in it. There's no computers. The house looks like it's kind of in the 80s, maybe 70s, maybe 90s. So I kind of like that feel. It kind of gives you this, you know, you're not like, oh, it's a movie that was made in 2010. No, it just kind of feels like a movie that was made and that these guys were struggling for some kind of financial gain. Alright, so that was the director's commentary. I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't seen the film already, I would watch. It's only 10 minutes, as you saw. Alright, thanks.